Hey guys, welcome. And today I'm going to be taking a look at the Petmate Bistro programmable feeder, automatic feeder. This was something that I purchased directly from Amazon. This is the 10 pound capacity model, which comes in black. There's also a 5 pound capacity model, which is shaped pretty much the same as the 10 pounder here. But it comes in white, and it also has the 5 pound capacity container at the top, which is a little shorter, a little smaller. But the capacity containers are interchangeable, so it would fit on a white one or a black one. You can actually get the 10 pounder case available online directly from Petmate as a replacement. So if you got the white model as a 5 pounder to get a better price, and then maybe down the line you decide that you want something with more capacity, you could just actually buy the tub without changing the whole model. Alright, this actually I purchased off Amazon exactly for $54.40. Right now it's running at around $59 and some change. As we all know, Amazon prices do fluctuate from time to time. So I happen to get this at a little bit of a better price. The Bistro offers a couple things that I love. A removable bowl, actually. So moving right on to the device, the Bistro offers a couple things that I like. One is the removable bowl. So if you want for easy cleaning, if you want to clean it easily, it actually has these tabs underneath there that just hook, and you can actually just take it off pretty easily, as you guys can see there, and you can hook it on just as easily, and it's on. It has a low battery indicator that lets you know if you're using batteries that lights up red when your battery is low. Programmable buttons here that allow us to change meals between breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It also allows us to change the size of it, from a pound to 2 pounds, depending on how much food you want to feed. So you have control there over the cup size. You also have the ability to adjust the time there, set the time based on the actual time setting in your area. It does come with a little cover for this bowl, and this actually detaches. This right here can detach from the actual main bowl here. We're not going to take that off. I did put some food in there, just a little bit, just so we can get an example of how it works. Two things I want to point out that I didn't like about this, and one of them I kind of knew off the bat, which was that this doesn't have any kind of voice recorder built into it, like some programmable feeders that are less money. I actually saw a programmable feeder that was less money, but it didn't get the best of reviews from what customers' feedback on the forums and on Amazon Marketplace. Some of the people were not quite happy with that product, but I did like the fact that you could actually say something to it, and it would record your voice, and you could prompt your dog to come, or your cat to come and eat, like, hey buddy, come and eat, or hey boy, something that you've practiced with your animal or pet to alert it that the food is ready, or it's time to eat. So I thought that was cool, especially if you're not going to be in an area, if your dog, is not going to be in an area where they're around their actual, the Bistro feeder. Maybe they're farther away, they can't hear it. I'm not sure, but if you're going to keep this in a well walked through area for your dog, and your dog's naturally going to see this area, then you're not going to have to worry when they hear the food drop. They'll probably come on running. But if it's at a good distance from where they usually stay around, you probably want a feeder that can actually talk or say something to alert your dog. So that's one cool thing that this doesn't have, that I was disappointed about. Another thing that I was disappointed about is the fact that this, which actually has an AC input on the bottom there, guys, which is actually shown in many pictures of this product. You can actually see the AC input. You can even see them in videos of other people reviewing the product. The one thing that no one ever mentioned was that this product does not come with an AC adapter in the product. Now, mind you, it does actually have a little bottom container here, which allows us to prop open and pop in 3 batteries of D size, and these are D size batteries. So I went ahead the day that I received this, later on that evening, I actually went to my local pharmacy store and picked up some batteries. It has an on-off button on the bottom there, so you can turn it off if you're not using this product, so you're not draining, whether it be power or the actual battery life of the batteries in here. Now, from what I can see, the batteries might last you for a good amount of time, for a few months, depending on how often you use the batteries. But when you look on Amazon's website, when you look on Petmate's website, there's no mention of an AC adapter not being included. There is mention of batteries not being included on Amazon's website, but you normally assume most AC powered devices normally come with AC power, and if they're battery operated as well, that's just like a plus, and you can get batteries separately. Now, there was no mention that it's included, but there's nothing specifically saying AC adapter sold separately or not included, at least in the online websites where these products are sold. Now, if you go to Petmate's website, you can find a replacement parts section where you can order these tubs in the 5-pound, the 10-pound, the case covers, the bowls, and you can order those parts, and one of them is an AC adapter. Now, when you put something like that in a replacement parts section, you automatically assume, well, replacement means I'm going to be replacing something that it already came with. Sure enough, the AC adapter does not come with the Petmate Bistro. I contacted Petmate via email, via Facebook, and they did respond to me. Directly on email, they simply stated, and let me read it to you guys, thank you for your email regarding the Bistro feeder. It does not come with an adapter. It is available to purchase individually as an optional feature. We have always sold this item separately. We offer them on our website for purchase. So mind you, it says we've always sold this item separately. So that I received that response back on April 13th from them, and then just the other day I actually got a response on Facebook. I totally forgot I sent them a message on Facebook, but they sent me a little more in-depth one, which says when this unit was in early development stages, consumers were polled to determine which appealed more to them, batteries or electrical adapter. In the test studies, it was identified that consumer preference was for batteries. The reason appeared to be the concern with young kittens and puppies chewing on an electrical cord, which might cause them to get shocked. Therefore, our first model did not offer the electrical adapter. So I'm not sure if it said, I'm not familiar with the older model and if that just didn't have an AC input. Anyway, moving along, what they said was approximately 3 years ago, the unit was redesigned to offer new features such as a removable bowl, 2 sizes, 5 and 10 pound, and the addition of the electrical adapter feature. So while the electrical feature is popular, most consumers still prefer the safety aspect of the battery design for younger pets. So we do not include the plug, but it can be purchased online, and then they give you the website where it can be purchased. Now, I went ahead before I even got these responses and ordered the replacement part directly from Petmate, and this is obviously not a Petmate product, it's just made in China, but it's an AC adapter. The voltage is going to be correct with this product. I actually haven't even plugged it up to test it yet, but it cost $10.39 with shipping. It ran me about $13.95, I want to say, around there. Most people in the feedback of this product were saying they just went to their local electronics store and searched through the universal AC adapters that were there until they found the correct voltage and the correct connection input, rather than go through that trouble, since the price is probably going to be normally the same, and $10.39 for AC adapter is not really that big of a cost. So I said, let me just go ahead and get it from Petmate, and I'll get it whenever they mail it to me. So I received it a few days, actually more than a week after I received the Bistro. The one thing that I'm disappointed is not that it didn't come with it, but that there was no mention on Amazon or on the Petmate website. And that's the one thing that I don't think they understand, is that you're not, overly explaining to people, stating, listen, you're not going to get this with it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, I'm sure many people bought this thinking it was going to come with it. And just for those of you out there, it doesn't come with it, at least not now. Who knows what they might change. Now, the electrical wire thing, I guess I can understand that. But there are other products that come with electrical wires that people buy, and I'm sure we're finding ways to cover that, like putting this behind a cabinet or something large, or maybe going to a hardware store or you know, a pet store that may have it, and buying some of that electrical covering that we saw like in that Drink Well product that I reviewed a few days ago, where I actually showed where the cord is actually covered by this like chew-proof material. I'm sure you can buy that kind of material and cover the wire yourself. So you know, I think the option is to have it included is definitely a plus, and I don't, you know, why not include it? You know, if nobody wants it, then they can put it to the side. But if somebody wants it, they don't have to pay extra for it. You know what I mean? It'll just be in the package ready to go. And if they want to use batteries, then it's already built in. So enough on that subject. But my gripe is more so there's not much mention of it not being. Alright, so right here it says 12 a.m. It's not actually set to a specific time, so I'm going to go ahead and hit enter and leave it at 12 a.m. for right now. Alright, and I'm going to go, and the way you set the meals up is you hold down on enter here, and you hold down till the word meals at the top left corner. There's actually, let me see if we can zoom into this. So now you can see the enter button and the controls there and the actual meals button. So what we want to do is we're going to hold down on that meals button when we first turn on the device, and it will start blinking. We'll be able to actually hit down on the arrow button and switch between breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and actually set the time by hitting enter. So let's say we want to do breakfast. So we go back up to breakfast. Alright, and let's say we want to set that time. It's set to 12:14. We have that clock already set to 12 a.m. Let's bring it down a notch so we can actually see how the feeder works. So what we'll do is we'll hit enter again. Alright, and then it'll ask us meals, yes or no. So you can actually choose, scroll between whether you set a meal or whether you don't set a meal. So we can hit no and then hit enter, or we can scroll back to yes and hit enter. So we say yes, we want to have a breakfast, and then it'll take us to the actual time setting. So I'm going to leave 12 there, and I'm going to go scroll up to, let's say it was 12 a.m. we set it to, let's say 12:04. Let's say 12:04. Give it a few minutes for me to finish what I have to tell you guys. All right, and then we'll hit enter, and we'll hit enter one more time. And then it takes us back to our main menu, and then we can scroll back down and set lunch. We can review our breakfast, which is at 12:04 a.m. Alright, and then you can actually change the servings as well. One thing I actually did not show you. So let me go ahead back into meals, hit yes, and 12:04. And the last thing after we set our time is it actually lets us pick the serving size there. I don't know if you guys can see there, but it shows actually 1 cup of size. The little thing flashing there says is cups. If I hit on the up button, it lets me go up, as you guys can see there, until it says 2 cups, and I believe 3 is the maximum. And then, you know, depending on how much food you want to serve. So we're going to leave it at 1 cup of food. Alright, and then we'll go back to meals, and then we don't want to set lunch, we don't want to set dinner. We'll leave that alone for now. And obviously it tells us 3 servings, so it's telling us we have a set time for lunch and dinner. So let's go back to the time. It's 12:02 a.m. In about 2 minutes we should see the food actually coming down. So it's 12:03 a.m. now, so let's actually set the Bistro down, and let's zoom out. And in a minute we'll see the food actually start to trickle down. While it's doing that, another thing that I wanted to point out is that this product actually I saw on eBay for over $80. So you want to be very particular when you're shopping for this product, or any pet product for that matter, because you can find it for much cheaper on Amazon. As I said, I bought it for $54, and someone was selling it for nearly $90 on eBay. And you know, you would think eBay would be a little more, you know, people on eBay selling an item would be more competitive with online retailers, but apparently not so. So let's see if it in about a minute we should see the food. 12:04, and the food is starting to home. Obviously there's not 1 cup of food because I didn't have 1 cup worth of food in there, but I just wanted to put enough food in there for you to be able to see how it works. The time happens, and then the food throws down. And then you can hear a little noise. You can hear the noise of food dropping. So if you can hear it, you be for sure your pet can hear it. And obviously pets have, you know, better noses than we do, the dogs and cats, so they could probably smell the food more so. So you may not need a voice recorder to actually record you saying anything to alert your dog to food, but it's always a nice additional feature. So I'll go ahead and remove this tray. It's always harder when you're trying to do it on camera. Okay, there we go. Alright, so what I'll go ahead and I'll show you the bottom of this for those of you that actually want to see what the bottom looks like. Alright, so let's see if we can zoom in there. Alright, so this is the area that the food falls out of. There's actually a little black cover here that's covering the food from falling out of. What happens is there's these blades inside there, and let me take the top off, because you probably have to take the top off to get a better look. Another thing I noticed, that if you hit this thing about a little bit, some of the food, like 1 or 2 drips, will fall down, as you just saw there. And if there was a bowl there, the dog would just go to the food. So hopefully your dog or animal is not smart enough to realize that and put some weight into it, or else you'll have a problem. Because I've noticed that just the slightest, you know, pushing of this item and one piece of food falls down. So there's the blade there, and I'm actually glad that there's some food at the top there, because that can give us an example. And that's just the food that falls down, is spare food that didn't make it down the chute. So this is a great example. There's food being held up by those blades there. Now, and there's 3 blades. When one blade moves, that's because one meal time has come, and what it'll do is it'll let the amount of food fall down that you've selected based on, and it times it by how fast the blades move. So when one meal comes, the blade moves, the food falls down, and it hits that little covering, and the covering opens and it falls down into the bowl. And then another blade comes for the next meal, covers it up, so it doesn't move anywhere until the next meal, and then it moves, and so on and so on. And giving you a look at the bottom. Food's dropping all over the place here. Alright, so let's see if we can get a good look down there. So this is the little flap here. I have it on the reverse side, so it's not being held down. This is the little flap that opens when the food drops out, and there you can see where the blades are on the inside. So we're just going ahead and close it. I'm going to have to clean this table up now. So yeah, that's the Bistro feeder, guys. It can be a bit messy if you're trying to clean it up. Obviously, this is not going to be food that I'm feeding my pet. I haven't received my pet yet. This is actually just a sample bag of food that I received in the mail that I wanted to use for demo purposes, to kind of test out some food products. So what we'll do is we'll just put this on, and this actually locks, so you don't have to worry about your pet actually taking this lid off. It actually locks in place, and it's and even the top locks in place as well. So let's go ahead and just zoom out a bit, and if we want to put our food in, we just take the lid off, and we just drop your food just like that. Close it up, put the bowl back on, and we are back in business, guys. Alright, so that's the Bistro. If you guys have any questions about this product that I haven't answered for you today, please feel free to leave them in the comments fields below. I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've missed out, guys, mentioning. It is simple to program, as I showed you. You can serve 1, 2, or 3 meals a day. You don't have to serve all 3. So, you know, for those of you who are getting this like myself, for more of a reason for if I leave my dog, I'm not going to leave it for that much of an extended amount of time that it's going to require me to, you know, put a full amount of 10 pounds in here. I'm just going to need it for maybe just a meal here and there when I'm not with my dog. So like when I'm at work and it needs to be fed lunch, but not like some week by itself or something like that. Nothing ridiculous like that. So you can dispense in 1/4 cup increments up to 3 cups, and like I said, it works on 3D batteries, not available. It's for indoor use only. The manufacturer does not recommend using it outside, obviously because bugs and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't actually have any kind of covering that'll prevent bugs from getting in it. So we wouldn't recommend using it on a patio or anywhere where you know, bugs can get into easily. Alright guys, so once again, thanks for watching. Until the next video guys, I will catch you later.